nation! No donation, no salvation!
And remember, respect is everything.
And we're back. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded a video in a few days. Just been dealing with some stuff in my own life. Nothing serious, but just kind of needed some headspace to kind of think and compose myself a bit. Anyway, today we're going to look at some more Hot Wheels cars that I picked up over the weekend. Let's not waste too much time. Here is Diecast 2. I actually really like this car because I grew up with, Highway 35 and Accel racers. I do have another Diecast 2 that is blue. This came in a 5-pack. So, I actually had another Diecast 2 a long time ago. And I remember the surfboards were a separate piece and they appear to be molded in now. Which, alright, whatever. I can live with it. I do have a few Accel racers cars that I picked up a long time ago, but never actually took the time to look at them. Next, we're going to start with some singles here. This one is Kitt Super Pursuit Mode. Now, if you're not familiar with Knight Rider, it was an old TV show in the 80s about a super high-tech talking sports car. Had David Hasselhoff, was really cool. And in Season 4, they had this crazy super mode called Super Pursuit Mode. And I always thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I always liked the idea of Kitt having abilities. And because it's something that could, retract away, it didn't bother me like it did a lot of people. And I'm having a hard time getting this on camera. That's the problem with black cars. They're kind of hard to see sometimes. But yeah, it's a neat little thing. I do have one of these already, but it's like the more premium version. What's going on with those T-tops? Oh, they're the little, what are they called? Those little flaps that kind of help the car with the brakes. They fold out. Okay, that's a cool one. I did get 2 of them. Actually, let's look at this one. Make sure this one's not better, because I always like to buy 2 of cars that I like. Maybe more, depending if I want to do customs. They look more or less identical. Let's see here. Yeah, they're both pretty spot on, so I guess I'll just throw one of these on the table here. I always like to have extras to play with or customize or do stuff with. What else is here? Another Charger from the Fast and the Furious, but it's the off-road one, which, alright, that's cool. I actually have the premium version of this with rubber tires and the all-metal base. It's on my desk, but it's behind a bunch of stuff. But, I mean, we've seen this. I mean, if you watch the Fast and the Furious and you collect the cars, I mean, you've seen enough of these things already. But I like this car, and I think it's a cool car. Yeah, I'm sorry if the contrast is, like, freaking out or whatever. It's just because black cars are always hard to show off because they're so shiny and, like, they just eat a lot of the light, I guess. I'm not really sure how to explain it. It just messes with the camera, but this is a cool car. I like the wheels on it. Okay. Yeah, we got a few movie cars here. Ooh, this one's my favorite. Back to the Future DeLorean, but with these kind of like hubcap rims. I've been looking for this thing for so long, and I'm so mad they didn't have 2 of them. They only had the one. But if you know me, I'm a huge DeLorean enthusiast. I have many different scale models and, stuff based on the DeLorean. I mean, I've done 2 Lego Transformers based on it, and an actual proper model car. But, yeah. This is such a cool car. It's just a shame the real-life car is such a disappointment. Because, for those who don't know, the actual real DeLorean is, it's one of those cars that just did not age well with time because of how crap the technology was in it. That's interesting. This is the Back to the Future 1 DeLorean, but it has the Back to the Future 2 license plate. Now, it's kind of interesting because I remember, I was going to turn one of these into a Ready Player One DeLorean, and then I realized I already made one as a custom. But, actually, speaking of which, I figured I'd bring this one out. Here's my custom one with the stainless steel finish. Or well, it's just unpainted, but they clear coated it, and I added the Kitt scanner and all that. So I thought that was cool. Yeah, this is my custom DeLorean. This is made from like several different DeLoreans that I ripped apart back in the day when I was hoarding these things. Ironically, all the cars that I ripped apart each had something destroyed on them, and I was able to make one really good one out of them. So that's cool. I just need to get a little tiny Parzival license plate. If you ever see Ready Player One, I don't know, but cool. I like this one. I like the wheels. They work, even though these technically are more accurate. But I don't know. I always feel the DeLorean looks much nicer with bigger rims, for some reason, or just anything sportier than the stock rims. It's just a weird thing of mine. Anyway, next car. This is a Range Rover Classic. I'm not too familiar with Range Rover, but, you know, this is a cool looking truck nonetheless. You know, I do like trucks. You know, I am from Texas. But yeah, this is cool. I like trucks. Really reminds me of like an old Chevy Blazer. Maybe that's what this is. It's like the British version of a Chevy. Or wait, are they British? I don't know. They're in some part of the world that I'm not familiar with. I really hope I didn't offend anyone by that. This car I've already looked at. I still haven't taken the time to research if this is a real car. It probably is. It looks like something that would actually exist. But I finally found two more of these because I wanted to do customs. So I'm going to have one that I'm going to leave alone. And then I'm probably going to customize this one. I don't know what color I'm going to paint it yet. I just know it's going to look cool. But let's go ahead and open those up. Since these are just extras that I picked up, I know for a fact that I'm not going to do anything with them in the package. So yeah, we've already looked at this car, but yeah, it is a really cool car. It reminds me of like a lot of the 70s concept cars like Lamborghinis and the Bricklin and just a lot of interesting cars. Because you know, everybody remembers the 70s for all the muscle cars and, you know, the big, you know, land yachts. Hey, sports cars were pretty cool too. And trust me, they had a lot of weird ones. But yeah, I don't know if this is a real car or not. It probably is, but I'll have to research it. Let's go put that over here. Regardless, a cool looking car. I like that it has pop-up headlights, which I think is cool. Here, I'm going to open this one too, because I have 3 of these now, because I just bought these 2, and I'm probably going to customize one of them. Well, that'll be fun. Let's see. We ain't got any JDM fans here? I know I am. So, we got a, where is it? A 90 Acura NSX. I actually really love JDM cars, especially from like the early to mid 90s. A lot of cool cars from Japan. Ryu's Rides. Is that an anime? I mean, I did watch a lot of Initial D and One God Midnight growing up. But, I mean, I doubt there's any connection. I like that they're not afraid to leave the rims unpainted, because there are a lot of people who do like blacked out rims on like sports cars and stuff, which I'm kind of glad that they're you know, not adding like a chrome stripe or anything on it, because they don't want it to look unprofessional or unpainted. Kind of paying homage to a lot of that kind of car culture stuff, which is cool. I like that. I'll just put this over here. Hopefully the next car will focus better. Alright, what's next? A Mazda RX-3. Now, I actually, I'm not familiar with this car at all. I'm going to assume it's one of the earlier, like, rotary sports cars they built. I don't even know if it's a sports car or if it just had a cult following because you could make it look like a sports car. But, I don't know, it's a cool car, I guess. It's in a very interesting shade of British racing green. Or it's like partly British racing green and the actual car is black. It's probably why it's having a hard time focusing and it's screwing with the lighting. Cool car, regardless. Alright, let's get to the next one. This really old 70 Honda N600. Again, not familiar with this car. Like I said, I'm more familiar with, like, you know, late 80s, early to mid 90s, you know, compact and sports cars. But it's cool. I like it. I like compact cars like this. I always think they're very amusing, and I always love watching the old school Mini Cooper races where you just see a bunch of these tiny little cars racing. Very nice paint detail. Really good on that one. Oh, they even got taillights. That's actually a good car. I like that. They painted it quite nicely. I mean, it is a smaller car, so I can't imagine what... Ooh, what's going on there? Is that part of the framework, or is that just excess flash from the mold? I'll just take a red Sharpie and make it look like a little police siren or something. Alright, what's the next car I want to look at? These two are kind of special. A 95 Jeep Cherokee. I actually, my family, we had 2 Jeep Cherokees in our lives. The first one, I think, was actually a 95, and then the second one we had was a 2001, which was the last year they made this particular body style of Jeep Cherokee. Really fun cars, really cool. Very hard to come by these days, because they have quite a bit of a following to them, because, you know, they're old kind of off-road vehicles, and they're a lot of fun. The one I had, or my dad had, I mean, it was a family car, so it was kind of for everybody to use. It was a rear-wheel drive, so, yeah, no off-roading in that thing. And it had a 6-in-line engine. But it was a good car, you know, for getting around. Really fun to mess around with. You know, it's really agile. Wasn't top-heavy, surprisingly. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish the front was painted, but, I mean, I get it. It's so that the bull bar doesn't... I mean, cool truck regardless. It's cool. I like the Jeep Cherokee. Another car that we also had was the Volvo 850. We had a gold one. It was a front-wheel drive, and it was a good car. Problem with Volvos, they're really good when you get them, you know, in decent shape, but fixing them is just way too expensive. But apparently this particular model now has like some kind of cult following, so I think that's cool. And I like station wagons, so that's always cool. Okay, no, they are not. They're painted on. But yeah, mine's a little sloppy. It's oh well. At least they're painted. Most cars don't even bother to paint the lights anymore. But yeah, we had a wagon like this. Was actually the first car I ever drove that I learned to drive in, ironically. So some memories with that car. A Lotus Sport Elise. This looks like a 90s Lotus, but it's a nice one. And this is what I was talking about with the little chrome stripes on the wheels. But I mean, on this car, at least it makes sense and it looks kind of cool. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Take a good look at it. Okay, headlights are actually painted, which is nice. And taillights, a little bit of a stripe, and a very nice kind of body kit. I would call it a wide body, but it doesn't look that much wider than the regular car. What else we got here? The Ford GT40 Mark IV. If I remember correctly, I think it was the prototype J car that was the one that killed Ken Miles when they were testing it, because I think they had brake failure again, because of course they did. Yeah, this is one of those race cars with kind of a very dark history, because the man that drove them, at least originally, they just kept having a lot of mechanical problems, especially in the brakes. They would just overheat and they would just not respond. They would just be mush, and then the car would spin out and crash violently. Yeah, at least in the early Ford GT sports cars. But yeah, if you've never seen Ford versus Ferrari, or just study racing history in general, you know, it's worth looking into. Yeah, this is a cool car. I like it. Alright, next we got a... Man, there's a lot of cars here that we need to get out of the way. Okay. The Ford Focus RS. I like this one. I like, compact cars. They're just kind of neat. But this particular one, I'm not too happy about. The headlights and taillights are unpainted, and there's literally like maybe a few stripes on it. I understand Hot Wheels are supposed to be budget toy cars, but I'm pretty sure you could have painted those headlights and taillights, because like literally like a few stripes is not much justification for this lack of paint. But oh well, I mean, it's a cool car. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. And I dropped one of my whatever these things are. Next we got the Alfa Romeo 8C Competition. because I guess they're, I think Alfa Romeo is an Italian brand. I'm not too familiar with foreign cars, especially like their sports cars and stuff. I'm just so out of the loop. I mostly focus more on American racing and automotive history, but it is what it is. Nice car though, very nice, very clean, nice, nice wine red, and the headlights and taillights are painted. You see this? This is nice. I don't know what's going on with this. This is just kind of unacceptable. All right, what's the next car we got to look at? Ford GT in blue with black racing stripes. All right, cool. I like the new Ford GT, or at least the most recent incarnation of it. This is actually what I really like. This generation of Ford GT is really nice. It's just very nice. I like the headlights. They're painted. Wheels are blacked out. Cool. All right. What's the next car we got to look at? Next, we're going to look at whatever this thing is. I think it's a fictional car, but it's like modeled after a real car. I'm going to assume this is supposed to be some kind of electric sports car. Very Tesla-ish. I'll be honest, I don't really care for electric cars. They're just not exciting. Like, I understand we have to move forward in technology and all that, but I don't know. I prefer alternative fuels because I like combustion engines, but that's just me. In reality, this is probably the way we're going to go anyway. But, alright. I mean, at least this looks cool. Yeah, an actual electric sports car, Tesla Roadster. Not gonna lie, I prefer the original Roadster more, but you know what? This is alright. It's okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I mean, it's okay. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I grew up with combustion engines, and I prefer actually being able to fix my cars. What do we got here? A Koenigsegg Gemera. Huh. Very Lamborghini looking. I wonder if they worked on it together. That's interesting. And doesn't want to come out of the package. Okay, that's also nice. Alright, that's cool, I guess. Interesting little car. Let's go ahead and bring the rest of them forward. But yeah, that's all I've got recently. I am working on some other stuff, some Lego videos and other things that I'm working on at the moment. I've been kind of in a weird sort of motivational, like kind of writer's block, so I'm sorry if things are taking too long to get out. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hallelujah! Another soul saved!